Okay, so the first steps in getting this enclosure working out right is to drill and tap for the holes that go to the box. So we've got these lines that line up here. Oh, you can't see that. So we've got the box kind of assembled in this manner, and then I had it all clamped together, and then I put some transfer punch through this and I punched these holes. So the first bit is we're going to drill and tap the ends of each of these, which are the side walls, I guess you could say, of the enclosure. So we'll do that now. I've just got my XY vise in the drill press at this point, and we'll center drill and then drill and then tap for these holes. So put that in. I'll get a center drill in here. And then we'll line everything up. I'm going to bring the quill down here. Get it clamped in nice and snug. That looks pretty close. We'll see how far this will take us. There we go. Drag it back here. You know, we should have probably done that a little differently. We're gonna do the drilling and swapping game here. There. And we're gonna tap for some number 10 32s. And those want 150, no, they want a 159 tad drill. I have a 5/32, which is 156. That's a little undersized, but that'll probably do. And I'm going to try to go about, how is this graduated? This is graduated in, it looks like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. This is graduated in 8s. We're going to go in 3/4 probably here. Set my stop here if I can. Alright. I'm just start to, I'm going to grab some cutting fluid here. So now we'll just start drilling. Quick countersink. Okay, that one is done as far as drilling goes. We'll tap everything at once, so I'll do that in a different vise, but that's tapped, or drilled, sorry, with the right sized holes. We'll flip it over and we've got 3 more sets of these to do, so I'll just speed things up for you here. Okay, we've got them drilled all 4 sets of holes, I guess, all 8 holes. We're going to take them over to the vise and start tapping. All right, we're all clamped up in the vise, ready to do a 1032 hole with a nice spiral tap. This is spiral tap. Get it? Lame joke. I know. I'm not funny. Get that started. I love spiral taps though. They start easy, they thread easy. Super nice to use. And I'm just going to go till I bottom out of my 3/4 inch deep hole. That should leave me at least a 1/2 inch of thread. And then pull it out and check. Feels like that might be the bottom. No, not yet. There it is. No, that's not it either. There it is. I knew we were getting close. Or not. Pull that out of there and see how well that threaded. That might have totally destroyed them. There might not be any threads in there at all. Okay, cleaned it up, test it. Do a quick test. And it threads. And it threads, looks like the thread goes deep enough too. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we'll not bore you with all 8 holes. We'll tap the rest here in a quickness. Tapped holes. We're all set there. It's a bit messy. It's a little wet from all the coolant, but we've got our tapped holes that'll hold our number 10 bolts. So let's go assemble some stuff here real quick. Okay, so we are now drilled and tapped. We're going to line up our marks here, like so. Put this thing a little bit together so that we can at least do the marking for the top plate. All right, so we're all assembled and we're getting ready to mark where this plate gets put on top, and it needs to center perfectly on this gearbox. So I've taken the Sharpie and roughly marked out roughly in the middle, and we'll scribe where center is. And this plate has these 2 little set screw holes, and we're going to use those to sight down and get things centered pretty close on the bottom here. So the first thing we'll do is set up to put the center scribes on, which should be around 1.5 inches. I was actually really surprised at how close the CNC got me to 1.5 inches. I've dialed it in pretty good. This plate is exactly, I mean, let's just show you. I'm kind of proud of this. So here's I don't know, can you see it? You probably can't, but it is right on 3 within a thou. Right there, within a thou. Pretty dang good, I think. And that's straight off the CNC with a slight deburring. So pretty good. Anyway, got a little distracted by showing off there, but so there's my 1.5 inches, which would get us about center. So we're just gonna come right up close to here, and we'll do that mark, and we'll do that mark, and you'll see somewhere in there we're very close to center. So this one will be off just a little because this part is not exactly 3. So there's those. Now I can take this part, set it on top. I have to poke through here. Now we can sight down this and look for my scribe lines to get it roughly centered. And then what I'm going to do is a little woodworking trick here. So we're going to put it right about there. And then I'm going to cheat here to hold that in place so I can scribe it, or so I can punch the holes. I'm going to put a hold fast down on it, and now it's pretty snug and I can tap things around if I need to, but it looks like we're very, very close. So then we can take our transfer punch here, and I know these holes are slotted, but I'm going to shoot for roughly centered, and this transfer punch gets very close as well. So we're just going to pop a hole there, tap a little hole here, tap a little hole here, and now our clamp is in the way, of course. I should have thought through that a little more. Oh, yes, I should have. But we have another hold fast that can reach over here and hold it, and I'll pop that one loose. And then we'll take and tap a tiny little mark here. And now, you probably won't be able to see them, but there are now little marks very close to the center on here where I will drill and tap for the fasteners that will hold this top plate on. That'll be next. All right, so now we have we've marked our points for the top slotted holes. So we'll be setting up to drill and tap for those now. And those are going to take the same size, the number 10 screws. So they'll basically be a repeat of what we just did on the side plates. The only weird thing is this has this. I've already got the bearing pressed in there, and I don't want to squeeze on it too much. But I should be able to grip it reasonably well without too much worry. So we'll start with a center drill. We'll repeat that process we did earlier. So we'll center drill and countersink. Drilled. Now we'll tap. So we've drilled and tapped these pieces. We'll do a lot more of this back and forth assembly stuff. We'll put everything back together again, and I've lost my front. Pretty sure it was that way. Put our fronts and backs back together again. and go from there. Okay, so we've got it all reassembled again. We're going to put this together and see how things line up. It looks like it might be okay. We're about to find out. Let's get these all started and then we'll see how she spins as well. Looks like our marking was well. We'll get it kind of close and then I'm leaving them just loose so you'll be able to see what this mechanism is for. So now we'll be able to turn things. See how we're able to now spin this. We can spin this whole gizmo. That there, see? That lets me tram it. And in order to save myself some frustration, fine adjustment will be provided by a small 1/4-inch clip down in here with a couple of set screws that'll push against things instead of me having to tap and hope and tap and hope. It's hopefully going to be a little more precise than that. All right, so that's the box pretty much for now. I'm going to put a bottom on it, but only after the end of things because it's not really needed. Unless I fill this with grease, then I don't want it splattering all over the place, so I'll probably put one in, but I'm also going to get some grub screws instead of these little screws here. So that's that. Our next steps, I'm sitting on a screw now. Our next steps are I guess it's tap these for the set screws for adjusting this direction, and then we'll work out this solution after that. Okay. All right. After a couple of minor mistakes, I got in here, but it wouldn't allow for any twists, so I had to make some clearance. So I shortened it, moved the holes, and then I accidentally drilled for the wrong size because I got in a hurry. So now they're 1/4s instead of 8s because I drilled for a 3/16. I threw 3, it was just sitting right there on the drill press table, and that's the one I threw in. I shouldn't have done that, but it's okay. This is not a critical thing, so it's just there for helping me tweak the alignment is all. So this is going to go on here, and I'm going to try to center it, and we'll let it do its magic. So let's we'll get set up to mark where that needs to go. All right, well, I forgot to hit record, but we clamped it up. Now we got marks where we want to drill. And I'm just going to deepen those a little bit with a punch over on the other thing, and then we'll drill those. All right, so now we've got the holes drilled and tapped for these. We're going to do these next, and that'll be the tilt version, or tilt adjustment. Well, here it is, fully assembled, and if we turn it, it spins. The gearing is, I got lucky, the gears are right where they need to be, and they're holding it pretty well. I'm going to throw a motor on it because I can't help myself. So, are you ready? It spins. It'll cut me if I put my finger up to it. Hold on. Let me see if I can't... I don't have anything usable here. Hold on. 1 second. Let's find a little bit of scrap. Something soft, because I'm doing it freehand, so this will prove the cutting action, actually, at least. It spins! And it does so quite freely, in fact. There's very little shake. That's pretty good, I'd say. That's already slow. I can go faster. I can definitely take that faster. So that was, that is awesome. Very good.